Royal Enfield Interceptor. The Interceptor is a British motorcycle made by Royal Enfield between 1960 and 1970. The 700 Interceptor, introduced in 1960, was a modified version of the company's 692cc 42.2 cu Constellation model. In 1962, the company introduced the 750 Interceptor, which evolved constantly until the end of production in 1970. In 2018, the Interceptor model was reintroduced as a 648cc 39.5 cu parallel twin. 700 Interceptor. In 1960, Royal Enfield introduced the first motorcycle bearing the name Interceptor. It had a tuned version of the company's biggest engine, the 692cc vertical twin, and was only sold in the US and Canada. All engines had the engine prefix letters VAX, and so these are often referred as VAX Interceptors. It may be noted that the then flagship 692cc Constellation had the VA engine prefix in the US export model, and X was added to denote that Interceptor had an experimental engine. They had twin carburetors, except for some early bikes, a factory-lightened and balanced crankshaft, hot air cams, Lucas racing magneto with manual advance, and a few other weight-saving modifications compared to other Royal Enfield models. There was also an Interceptor S Sports model with highway trim, quick detachable QD lights, etc., offered when Enfield failed to sell sufficient quantities of bikes in the standard scrambler trim. A total of 158 692cc Interceptors were made, as per the Redditch factory dispatch ledgers held by the Royal Enfield Owners Club in the UK. All of these machines should have been stamped with the VAX prefixed engine numbers. The maximum possible quantity of 692cc VAX Interceptors is 170. The first bikes left the factory in December 1959. And the last ones were dispatched in July 1961. Series 1 Interceptor. Royal Enfield introduced their all-new 736cc twin-cylinder engine in 1962 on the 750 Interceptor. Bore and stroke was 71 mm x 93 mm 2.80 in x 3.66 in. The new engine was similar to the 692cc engine, but there was hardly any part that was not modified or improved. The engine cases were beefed up to withstand the increased torque. What sets this engine apart from other contemporary British twins is that the crankshaft was dynamically balanced from the factory, which made these bikes one of the smoothest British twin engines ever. The Series 1 bikes had an automatic advance magneto and a new seat. There was a rare single carburetor model as well. It was manufactured until 1966. Series 1 Interceptor. The Series 1 Interceptor was introduced in 1967 with two submodels, G7 and T7. The major change was the introduction of coil ignition, eliminating the magneto. The US models received a new chrome tank, a new seat, instrument mounts, handlebar, and mudguards. All Sona Interceptors had twin Mark I Amal carburetors. Series 2 Interceptor. The Series 2 Interceptor engine was a major redesign of the Series 1 engine. It included a wet sump engine to improve oil flow to the crankshaft. The CB points were moved to the end of exhaust camshaft, and the timing cover was redesigned accordingly. This engine was used on the Interceptor until the end of production in 1970. This engine was later used on Rickman Interceptor and Climber Enfields. Series 3 Prototype. Royal Enfield made a prototype Series 3 Interceptor to replace the Series 2. The bore was enlarged to 73 mm 2.87 to increase the engine capacity to 778 cc. It was called the 800 Interceptor. However, the factory closed down before mass production was realized. 2018 Interceptor 650 parallel twin. Potential Royal Enfield V-twin. The UK Weekly Motorcycle News reported in November 2018 that Royal Enfield has just produced a concept bike that echoes a much earlier model. The new bike was called the Concept KX838V Twin and has the appearance of a bagger. Painted entirely in black and presumably 838, it features girder forks, soft suspension, and a single-sided swing arm. Royal Enfield has claimed that the bike is no more than a concept, but according to MCN, the bike appears to be production ready.